Jordan Stupar is a sales expert. He is the CEO of Stupar Sales Academy, and here are his 5 steps to thrive in sales.
I think when you're reaching out to somebody, the biggest goal that you can have on a cold call, on a cold email, even if you're sliding into somebody's DM on Instagram, any way that you're reaching out to somebody, your only goal and intention should be to generate interest. Because if you fail to generate interest, you're gonna fail to have an appointment or get a deal because just there's no interest there. So the way to really generate interest is to figure out, in using like little micro questions and these value driven questions, is to figure out where somebody might have a problem. I'm not going to tell anybody that they do have a problem and I'm the guy that can solve it, but I do want to find out if somebody might have a problem, because that lays out the foundation for the rest of the communication and allows me to provide value. I want to be able to provide value initially so that somebody can be interested in me, my product, my service, and my company. I think that it's a bigger mistake when you do have a set appointment or a set meeting with the decision maker and you're about to do your pitch. I think it can be a bit of a mistake to, want to do the whole rapport thing and talk about something, because it just kind of devalues the time of why you're actually there to pitch the deal or whatever. But in that initial outreach, mentioning to somebody that, hey, noticed you have, the new Porsche, or I noticed that you just bought a condo on the water in this part of town. Like, that's really cool. It's so easy these days to break the ice because there's so many people that just do it incorrectly. Hey, are you interested in health insurance? Hey, are you interested in life insurance? And I'm sure you get it too, where people reach out to you and they're like, hey, I've got this great product, do you want it? My whole life is located online, like most people's are, and it doesn't take very long for you to figure out what I'm really interested in and what I completely have no interest in. So it's just, I think it's a big mistake by salespeople not to vet out their leads and their contacts on social to find out at least a little bit about who they're reaching out to. I think for just about every product or service or salesperson, there's a great overall question that you can ask somebody kind of in your initial outreach. Whether I have an inbound opportunity of somebody saying, hey, I work as a roofer, how could you help me sell? Or I'm reaching out to somebody in cellular sales, I would always ask a question kind of along the lines of, hey, what's the one skill that you're looking to develop the most right now? Is it negotiating? Is it follow-up? Is it cold calling, setting an appointment, getting past a gatekeeper, so on and so forth? And it's a value-driven question because it shows, one, that I actually care about your sales skills. I'm not just saying, oh, I'm going to help you sell better. But it also is valuable to me because I'm getting that one valuable piece of information from somebody else on where I might be able to actually help them out. So for anybody listening, whether you sell medical devices or you sell cars or real estate, you might want to consider crafting up that little question of, hey, what's that one thing or those two things that I might be able to help you, accomplish working with you. And I think that will give you a really good basis and a foundation on where to take the rest of your pitch and your interaction with that person. Rather than saying, hey, do you want to get better at sales? Okay, because that's what I help people do. Do you want to get better at sales? What's 100% of the people going to say? Yes. And they're immediately going to feel like, okay, what's he doing? Like, what do I need to be on the lookout here or something? But rather than, I could simply ask somebody, are you happy right now with your income? Are you hitting your goals? Are you hitting your quotas? Those answers could be yes, and they could also be no, and it leaves open for an honest discussion. When somebody says, no, I'm not making the money that I want to, what's the alternative? Either making less or making more than what they're making. And so that opens the discussion of, hey, what are you currently doing now to make more money? Do you have, these tools or strategies available right now where you can actually do that? So again, in what I do, those are some of the questions that I would ask somebody, because again, maybe not everybody wants to make more money. I don't say, do you want to make more money? I can say, is the money that you have enough for you right now? And again, I can construct these no questions. We get tied up in our product and our service and our company, and we know how good it is, and we might be the best price, and we get excited about what it is that we actually sell, and we end up cold calling somebody, showing up to a pitch, whatever, and we do our best to make things happen, and somebody shuts us down or says no or whatever. There's a lot of people on this planet. There's a lot of prospects. There is a lot of business. And I think that people get caught up in the fact that, oh my gosh, I can't believe that this person didn't do it with me or schedule an appointment with me or whatever. At the end of the day, people do have the right to not be interested. And I have to accept responsibility as a salesperson for the fact that, dude, when I call Will Barron and Will Barron says, hey, look, I'm just not interested. After asking that yes or no question, I'm going to ask you an honest question. I'm going to be genuine towards you. And if you genuinely do not care about my product or service or about me, I'll call the next guy. And I think that that's one of the things that salespeople kind of miss out on is they finally get Will on the phone. You're not interested maybe in something at that time. I have to know as a salesperson to call you on down the road and accept the responsibility for the fact that you're not interested right now.
Hey all, hope you enjoyed that one. Click up here to watch another 5 Steps to Thrive in Sales video. Click down here to watch the full interview where all these clips came from.